we believe in karma, we believe in wrong, and we don't want to see anyone else.
Based off of your latest project, Q1000 AA, or is it Q1000 AA?
Q1000
Q1000 AA. Particularly the song MIA, you talk about like your creative process. First of all, you sing, you rap, you write, you compose, and you produce all of your music.
Yeah.
Crazy. What's that creative process like?
It's just living life. It's like a whole life process, to be completely honest. Some of these, like with that, you got some songs that's made in 15 minutes or 5 minutes, and you got some songs that's made over a span of weeks to months to a year. So, MIA was like really playing in my head for a while.
Yes.
Like I'm a jukebox for real, but I'm like a jukebox that has music that comes from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when it comes in and it's hitting out, I can be like at work driving a forklift or something.
For sure.
Like I hear that going, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I gonna do? What instrument I want to throw on this, and how am I gonna implement that feel that I feel when I'm humming it, or everything that I hear in my head.
Right.
So
exactly.
when I come out necessarily sound like Mario Brothers or something like that, because I got them strings going hard. But but like that whole process of just doing that and writing, that kind of came a little natural on that one.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot of songs don't come as easy like that, but that one was a little more natural because I was trying to just the spaced out vibe that the whole Q1000 AA was giving off. It's kind of like a whole new field that I kind of, as a mad scientist, kind of discovered within myself. I'm like, oh snap! Like it's a certain consistency of a sound that's within that whole project.
For sure.
And so with that, I was just really feeling that, hey, like there's a lot of that just delayed feeling everywhere throughout that whole sound. You're gonna hear a lot of it coming in the beginning, but just specifically that song, like I can really feel and I can remember like it was just how that whole process was going. It was that song was playing in my head for a while before I even sat down and made the song.
For sure, for sure. And you spoke on like the different instruments, like you kind of basically hear that in your brain whenever you get into that creative moment or whenever you're inspired. What all instruments do you play? Because I know you do with keys, like I ain't gonna cuss, but you that thing with them keys. Like, so what other instruments do you play?
I play a little bit of guitar,
Okay.
but I mean it's mostly self-taught. I'm self-taught on the keys too, so like I try not to put out a misconception. I mean, I play pretty good when I practice. I do. If anything else that I do that's kind of amazing, it's amazing. It is what it is.
It's natural.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's certain things that you just can't refute. However, when it comes to the production, old school music really did it for me. Like listening to all them strings and all them guitars and bass in the background from every old school group out there and every old school singer from the 50s on up. Like they embedded that's those instruments in me.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the production sound, I play everything. Like,
Got
when you hear like even when you hear certain like I have trumpet solos inside of the play Honest song called Honest, and it's like a saxophone, and it's what it will sound like if I was playing it in physical form.
Right. Right.
But since I don't know if I got the pipe to do it yet, then I just really just kind of like feel it, and that's all of me. Like if I mean, I would try to get a session no instrument, musician or something like that, somebody come in and play the instrument for me,
Okay.
I don't mind, collaborating with people, but it's just that's the instruments come to me
Yeah.
and they be like, do this and do that. So I just listen to the music and just go with it.
And I think I like that better
That's what's up,
as a
man.
fan.
And just to go back just a little on your previous like official projects like Saturn's Play, Abandonment, and your latest project Q1000 AA. In steps, can you speak on the significance of each project? Like Saturn's Play, like what were you trying to accomplish as you were like producing it and writing it?
Saturday's Play was like my introduction to the world with my first project like put together. It was a mixture of songs that was made year or two prior, actually like years. And me being a sucker for love at times, you fall in love fast and you go through different emotional events and stuff like that. It played a big role on Saturday's Play. And my intent was to really kind of like come out with the Sucker for Love, Head Over Heels. Saturday's Play, I'm telling a story. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the BlackSpeare storytelling, scene of a Sucker for Love.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Abandonment. What was the significance of that album, of that project?
Abandonment was me saying, okay, all right, something is going on with my music. Like people feeling it, yeah. And when I perform it, yeah, they love it, yeah. But I still feel this somewhat of not a, I mean, it's not a stench, but that it's that blues, it's that soul. The soul is the pain and the hurt from the south. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And sometimes you can let that soul kind of take over a little bit too much to where it's a little draggy and people get tired of hearing that depression sound. And so I made it my business to make it personal. And abandonment that wasn't even the original name of it. I came up with probably three other names. And when I put that cover on there with me sitting in my mom's lap and craziest thing, like who we thought was my dad at the time, he was sitting in the back of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a whole situation. Like once you get the full grasp of the story, you be like, oh snap. So when you look at the picture, you can almost see the story from the picture.
Right.
Right.
And so it was for me building up the project of Abandonment. It was like, okay, Abandonment. It's the start of Saturn's Play. Like it's where the Sucker for Love come from. I was abandoned as a kid from not having certain type of attention from mom and from just certain type of love that you probably wanted from that feminine part. It just wasn't necessarily there. So you chasing the world for it.
Right.
And so yeah, that's what abandonment kind of came from. It was just explaining the story of where I come from.
This is
Culture Connect. Culture Connect. Culture Connect.